Andrews, touchdown. Mark Andrews, 48.
Ready? Oh, okay. Okay. Dime. Oh. Whoop! Where's he at? Bro? I'm gonna get him. Whoop! Ah!
Yards. And the Ravens add on. Tucker now to add the point after. The route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick
Bro,
it away.
swear, bro.
Touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try
Bull
to increase
rush.
the urgency a little bit. Maybe pump up the pace. Maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
To Patrick Laird.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
To throw is Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick
Shit.
hit. It's out. He lost the football.
Yes.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard.
Not even third quarter. Through the score. Second quarter. What did you say? What, Mom?
like all the time. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia.
God, how's that?
I got a really cute picture of me and him.
But why are there two shirts on one hanger?
Happens sometimes. Me and Riley. I have a lot of friends that know her for a really long time. Where's Remy? Remy. There he is. Look at Remy.
under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball is snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so,
and this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Will it be 40 yards? And the Ravens continue to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double-check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just
now,
said click a lot.
Yes, you did. But
now a hit and a loose football.
A fumble on the play. Recovering by
oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. A well-executed 22-yard gain. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we see both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed
Electronics
pass.
are done for the day.
Everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half as his guys continue to pour it on.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Miami set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Fitzpatrick's pass.
This hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it. But if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire? And they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the football is paramount. Fortunate bounce for them there in order to retain it.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. That is caught at the 7. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They'll throw again. Fitzpatrick looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, but it'll be second and goal.
Second and goal.
Fitzpatrick again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Complete to
Mike Gesicki in the final seconds of the first half. And it's for pride now, but the Dolphins get a bit closer. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll start by running the option to the right. And some space here. He's still on his feet. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we've reached, and just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Dolphins 14. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz it? Do I need to pressure it? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete.
Fitzpatrick's pass.
The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Jackson, he's going to keep it himself. The quick feet by Jackson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 18 more yards there and another first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Jackson going to run again. Shreds the tackle. And now past another. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Dancing to his left. He'll run it and shoves him off at the 20. And he breaks through another tackle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run. Yeah,
this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And this offense continues to pour it on. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his second touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talent. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Dolphins take over first and 10. At their own.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's
third down. Fitzpatrick. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football.
Lamar Jackson sacked.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. So they keep the football, but now face second and long. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Flush to, and now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
A fumble on the play.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a second and long. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. 24 yards. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'll probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more.
14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get... And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Brady will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, it gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Justin Tucker.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Parker again, and now it's third down.
He was covered by Patrick Queen.
Throwing Fitzpatrick. Williams is going to have the first down and a little more. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it.
First down, Dolphins.
Again, it's Fitzpatrick. They'll drop this underneath to Howard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. They'll start by running the option to the right. And now
let's get that swagger, y'all. Let's get that swagger.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Fighting through pressure.
The conversion is no good on the fake extra point.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
An incredibly short, and he loses the football a second time. Still going inside the 30.
Take off your helmet and give me a catch.
And they are not going to catch him. He's in.
Devin Duvernay. extraordinary. Touchdown.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. That's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown. I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the...
And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the fighters to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one. But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
3rd and long for Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18. First down, Fitzpatrick. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams.
Fitzpatrick.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. And his throw is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Right back to Williams, and this time he's got him. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 3rd and short yardage, Fitzpatrick.
You can see
and that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Returning it, Justice Hill. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start with the option. There he goes, right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There is no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you... yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot.
No.
Okay.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next